What's going on? What's good, guys? Mike is in the building. Today we're going to be replacing our brake pads. We're going to be using the EBC brake pads provided by motivationusa.com. Make sure you hit that link and use the coupon code CLUTCH1ST to get yours. These guys are always great to me, and looking forward to install this. This is actually a great way to save money if you were to take your motorcycle into any shop. To get this work done, you'd be spending anywhere between $100 to $150 an hour based on your location and the dealership. So let's get to it. Let me show you guys some of the tools that is required. Mechanic gloves, toothbrush, a ratchet, 6mm socket, a spritz bottle, some kind of fine material just to clean off a little bit. I'll show you. It's not a necessity, but it's definitely well worth using one. Also recommend getting a torque wrench. Another great tip, guys, I would recommend doing this. Make sure you have your service manual for your motorcycle. That way you can actually tighten things down to the right torque spec. All right, so we're gonna get started. You're gonna use your ratchet here. I'm gonna get down there. Just kind of loosen it up. I'd recommend putting maybe a towel here. I kind of pre-loosen this one, guys, making sure that it's all good for the video. There you go. This is a great thing here. That way you don't lose what you need. Let's keep going. As you guys can see here, mine is extremely dirty, my brake calipers. I'm going to use a dirty rag just to kind of protect my tire here. I'm kind of very particular about my stuff, and I don't want any dings or dents, so I always recommend, if you're the same way, always cover somewhat your working area. Now we're gonna be able to pull this bad boy right off. And another great tip, guys, when you are replacing your brake pads, I'd recommend replacing all, your front and your rear brakes all together. That way you don't have to worry about it wearing out unevenly on the front and the back. Everything wears out together as you ride. There we are. Pulling this bad boy right off. Brembo calipers pull out fairly easy. Pads were wearing out fairly quickly. I'm gonna rotate this here. This is extremely dirty. So if you look here at the bottom, see here, this is your C-clip, guys. In order for you to take this out, make sure you do not lose that C-clip. That is what's holding the pin running through the caliper. Let's get to it, man. Let's pull out the pin. Make sure these guys don't fall out, because that has to go back the same exact way. There's also a clip here which is keeping your brake pads here from flopping around and stuff, so don't lose that neither. You're gonna pull off that C-clip, save it so you don't lose that. That would be a pain in the neck if you were to do that. I have a little bit of soap water in here just to clean it up a little bit. I'm gonna pull out the caliper, and this is not a necessity for everybody. I just like to kind of keep it clean, so I'm gonna spray here. Kind of give it a quick little once over. That way it's somewhat clean. You can go really in detail with this, but you don't have to. I'm just kind of showing you guys a step if you really wanted to do that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to pull out that pin, and I am going to be using a small little tiny screwdriver just to pull out the pin. Again, make sure you do not lose this pin. Straightforward, you just push it down. There we go. Put my rag back up. Put the caliper back on the wheel. You're gonna put your C-clip here just to kind of guarantee you don't lose it. See that here? You're gonna push that pin through. You might need something to help you push that through, only because it's nice and tight and snug here. There you go. Just push it right through. There we go. And that is what's holding the brake pad, guys. And I'm gonna flip this over here. Do you see the brake pads? Gonna come right out. Okay, these are pretty done. And I kept hold here at the bottom, guys, just so you guys can see. You wanna have a reference for that pin. Okay, keep right out that way. Keep everything all together so you don't lose anything. And I did mention the toothbrush and the spritz bottle, guys. You can see there's a lot of dirt and debris here on the side. Before you push the pistons back, I like to take the toothbrush, just clear out all the dirt and the grime, so that way it moves back and forth a lot easier. I'll show you guys another tip real quick on actually keeping these guys nice and smooth as well with the pin from coming out. Also, the pads slides back and forth from that pin, so having that nice and clean. And then now you want to push the pistons back. See, if it's nice and clean, the pistons will go back fairly easy. Just take a little bit of force and they go right back in. And this is why I clean the pistons, so they slide back in really easily. And again, just a little bit of soap water, toothbrush, and you can see all the debris, the grits and the grime that came from that. Look how dirty that is. Save you tons of money going to the dealer, getting this done. Fairly straightforward process. Anybody could do this. Take your time. Make sure you have your service manual. I'd say do your research before you take anything apart off the bike. That always helps dry everything out. Now, I did show you guys this pad here. It's a little coarse. You're gonna clean this off so that way the brake pads moves freely on that pin. And you could see how dirty the pin was just by looking at the pad. Okay, so now we're gonna take our new brake pads. Slide them here like that as well. If you push the pistons back, you have more than sufficient space to slide this in. And we're gonna take our clip it just like that, place just like that. I'm gonna take our pin, run it through. Also, as you guys can see, the pin is now going through really, really smooth in comparison to a little bit earlier. See that? Those look straight. That looks great right there. Now it's just a matter of getting the pin through all the way. So you apply a little pressure here, it slide right in. Just make sure the pads are flush. Pin is all the way through. And then now we're gonna take our C-clip. You're gonna push it in until you hear it snaps. There you go, just like that. New pads are in, pistons are pushed back. So now we're gonna fit our caliper on. There we go. This is what I recommend in the very beginning, knowing your torque spec so you can torque this down properly. For now, you're gonna hand tighten it, make sure everything looks good. And then you're gonna start tightening things down. Same time, leaving this here, guys. Like I said, there's nothing worse than working on your bike and causing, damage that's gonna really bother you. And from that point on, it's just a matter of getting your torque spec and make sure everything's tightened down properly. All done, and I guess the next thing we should do is probably bleed the brakes. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that video. What I'll do is I'll bleed the brakes as well. Hope you guys enjoy, and remember, stay up, be humble, and be easy.